Good morning. Here we are on day 4 of our 40-day challenge of reading the Bible. These are specific passages selected about suffering. We come to 1 Peter, the 4th chapter, and I want to focus on that first verse. Sometimes it can be confusing to us. It says, "Therefore, since Christ suffered in the flesh, arm yourself also with the same resolve, because the one who suffered in the flesh is finished with sin." So, it can be a little confusing if you don't realize that the word "one" is capitalized, okay, which refers to Jesus. So Jesus suffered in the flesh, and he is the one that is finished with sin. Now, for the rest of us, we deal with sin all the time. We live in a sinful world, and sin crouches at our door, and as soon as we let our guard down, it happens, and we fall victim. We should instead follow a couple of rules that he gives us, a couple of guidelines he gives us in the 4th chapter. So look down to verse 8. Make sure we're staying loving, because love covers a multitude of sins. We should be hospitable, verse 9. We should also speak God's word, speak God's truth. That's verse 11. And we should continue to serve, and that's verse 12. So we should, our verse still also in verse 11. We should always be following the example of Christ and never let all the suffering and all the problems that come along in our world get the better of us, because we follow Christ's example. We should arm ourselves with that same resolve and trust in God, and trust in God to work it all out. That's how the chapter closes, 4:19. Those who suffer according to God's will should entrust themselves to a faithful Creator. Be blessed.